We have all been there, right? You're having a great, productive morning, you are absolutely crushing it, and then, bam, you hit that wall. That sudden wave of fatigue that makes finishing even the smallest task feel like climbing a mountain. Well, today, we're going to break down how you can beat that afternoon slump for good and get your energy back, all without just pouring another cup of coffee.
So let's just dive right in. Why is that 2:30 p.m. feeling so universal? You know what I'm talking about? The heavy eyelids, the brain fog that just rolls in, the complete nosedive your motivation takes when you still have hours left in your day. What is actually going on here? For most of us, the go-to answer is pretty obvious: more caffeine. I mean, look at this. A staggering 85% of adults grab for it every single day. And look, that morning coffee is great, I get it. But when you start relying on it to drag yourself through the afternoon, you get trapped in this vicious cycle of jitters, wrecked sleep, and then an even worse crash the very next day. There has got to be a better way.
And that better way starts with understanding a little bit of science. Because here is the single most important thing you need to hear. That afternoon slump is not a personal failing. It is not a sign that you're lazy. It's a completely predictable, totally natural part of your biology.
It really all boils down to this one key concept: your circadian rhythm. The easiest way to think about this is like your body's own internal master clock. It's this 24-hour cycle that's running in the background, telling you when to be awake and when to feel sleepy. It's basically the conductor of your daily energy orchestra. So, if you look at a typical day, this is what it looks like for most people. We get this big surge of energy in the morning, then, yep, there it is, that predictable slump in the afternoon, followed by a smaller energy boost before we finally start winding down for the night. That dip in the middle, that's not a fluke. It is literally programmed right into us.
So what's actually causing that dip? What's pulling the strings behind the scenes? Well, it's mainly two things happening at once. First, your core body temperature takes a slight dip, which is a big signal for your body to get ready for sleep. At the exact same time, a chemical called adenosine, which has been building up in your brain all day, hits a peak. Its job is basically to make you sleepy. It's the perfect biological storm for feeling completely wiped out.
And get this, think about what part of you feels that energy dip the most. It's your brain, right? That feeling of fog and not being able to focus? Well, your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, but it's an absolute energy hog. It devours 20% of your body's total energy. So it's no wonder that when your energy levels dip, your brain is the very first place you feel it.
Okay, so we get it. The slump is natural. But does that mean we just have to surrender to it? Absolutely not. So let's start building our energy toolkit. And we're going to start with the absolute foundation, the two most important pillars: what you're eating and what you're drinking.
All right, first up, the lunch battle. What you put on your plate for lunch can literally make or break your entire afternoon. So if you go for that high-carb option, like a big bowl of pasta or a sandwich on white bread, you get this huge glucose spike. Sure, you feel great for a little bit, but what comes next? The crash. And that crash hits you right when your natural energy is already at its lowest. The fix? A lunch that's high in protein and fiber. That keeps your blood sugar stable and gives you steady, sustained energy all afternoon. And just as important as food is hydration. Even being just a little bit dehydrated can absolutely tank your focus and energy. So here is a super simple but incredibly powerful pro tip. Figure out when your slump usually hits and then drink about 16 ounces of water 30 minutes before that time. Think of it like a preemptive strike against fatigue. It's a total game changer. Okay, so you've got your fuel and your water sorted. What's next? It's time to talk about actively rebooting your entire system, your brain and your body. This is all about using movement and your own breath to shake off that grogginess and bring back your focus. I love this concept from the memory coach Jim Quick. He talks about taking a brain break. And the whole idea is that you stop trying to power through the fog and instead, just for a few minutes, you pause and give your brain exactly what it's crying out for. And the best part? A brain break can take as little as 5 minutes. Seriously, it's just 3 simple steps. First, you move your body. Get up, take a quick walk, do some stretches at your desk, anything. Second, you hydrate. Go refill that water bottle. And third, you intentionally use your breath to reset your mind.
You know, when we're stressed or just staring at a screen for hours, we tend to take these really shallow breaths. We're basically starving our brain of oxygen. This simple breathing technique completely flips that around. Just inhale through your nose for a count of 4, and then exhale slowly for a count of 6. That longer exhale tells your body to calm down and energize. Do this 5 to 10 times, and it's like an instant shot of alertness.
And then there's the power nap. For so long, napping got a bad rap, right? Like it was for lazy people. But we now know that's completely wrong. A short 10 to 20-minute power nap is a strategic weapon. The science is clear. It gives you this incredible clean burst of energy and focus that can last for more than 2.5 hours.
All right, what else is in our toolkit? Well, what if I told you that you could literally hack your brain just by using your immediate surroundings? You can use your senses to send powerful wake-up calls directly to your brain.
So here is some super quick sensory boosts you can use to jolt yourself awake. Light. Get outside for 10 minutes. Natural sunlight is a massive signal to your brain to be alert. Temperature. Just splash some cold water on your face. It works. Aroma. Sniff some peppermint or citrus oil. Sound. Put on a song that gets you pumped up. And even taste. Chewing gum or crunching an apple increases blood flow to the brain.
And you know what? Sometimes the simplest change is all you need. If you feel completely stuck, just change your scenery. Seriously, just getting up and moving to a different room, or even just working from a different chair, can be enough to break that mental fog and refresh your focus. Okay, so we have this amazing toolkit of individual tricks and hacks now, but the real secret, the thing that changes everything, is moving from just reacting to the slump when it hits to being proactive and building a system that prevents it from happening in the first place.
So check out what a proactive plan could actually look like. The key thing to notice here, all of these interventions are scheduled before you'd normally feel tired. You're taking a preemptive walk at 1:30, you're having a snack to keep your blood sugar stable at 2, you're not waiting for the crash, you're building a system to stay one step ahead of it.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This is great, but I need my afternoon coffee. If that's you, here is the smartest way to start breaking that dependency. Don't go after your morning cup. That's the hardest one to change. Instead, start by swapping out that afternoon cup for one of these techniques. Once you prove to yourself you can survive and even thrive without it, the whole process gets so much easier.
Because at the end of the day, that's the real goal here. Freedom. It's about getting off that crazy merry-go-round where you use caffeine to fix the fatigue that was actually caused by the caffeine from yesterday disrupting your sleep. These tools let you finally step off and find real, sustainable energy.
So there you have it. You've got the whole toolkit now. You know it's not a question of willpower. It's about working with your biology, not against it. So the only question left to ask is, what are you going to do with all that extra energy in your reclaimed afternoon?